Hi, my name is Byron Bolter, and today I will be presenting to you the theorist William James. In preparation for this presentation, I gathered my information from the International Journal of Science and Society in an article entitled "The Relationship Between Integral Ecology and the Pragmatic Method of William James," written by Wimberly and Fagrano. William James lived from 1842 to 1910. He is considered one of the founding fathers of modern psychology and the father of American psychology. Along with being considered an important figure within the psychological community, his philosophical works, namely on pragmatism, has stimulated much debate within both the psychological and philosophical communities throughout the ages. James conceptualized his work through the use of metaphors. He believed that doing this allowed individuals from all walks of life the ability to grasp and understand his philosophical and psychological principles. Much of his work was grounded in the pragmatist view of consequence of experience. James believed that our thoughts, actions, and behaviors worked much like a cause and effect scenario, and that the consequences of those thoughts and actions was the result of an intertwining process of internal and external factors that could not be separated from one another. William James's integral theory and pragmatism holds that before actions or behaviors are conceptualized, they first encounter the cognitive consciousness of past experiences in conjunction with perceiving the outcome or consequences of those actions and behaviors. He believed that an individual's actions and behaviors could not be solely the result of either external or internal factors or forces, but that both factors and forces work as a continuum that begins with the cognition and ends with the consequences of our actions. The continuum is a culmination of our life experiences, our perceptions, morality, emotions, and environmental factors. The end result of this continuum is consequence of cognitive dissonance or cognitive congruency. Cognitive dissonance is where an individual's internal cognition, thoughts, or beliefs do not match up with the external consequences of an individual's actions, which leads to discourse in life. Cognitive congruency is where an individual's internal thoughts and beliefs match up to the external consequences of an individual's actions. The type of consequences that individuals face is the determining factor of mental contentment or discord in life. The contributions of William James are not limited to the psychological and philosophical communities alone. He also impacted the educational communities and religious communities as well. Within the religious communities, he wrote extensively on faith, healers, and the important role that morality and values play within the cognitive process when making decisions, which leads to consequences. Within the educational community, James impacted students within the study of psychology and philosophy. His most famous works within the psychological and philosophical communities are his work on pragmatism, which was published in 1907, and The Principles of Psychology, which was published in 1890. William James has received much criticism from within the field of psychology for not providing any evidence for his claims and for his vagueness. Because of this, many believe that James should be considered solely a philosopher and that his theories hold no psychological value. There are also limitations within James's theory. which lead to behavioral outcomes that cannot be accounted for, such as conditions in which individuals do not have complete control of their mental faculties. Some of these conditions involve genetics, traumas, medical conditions, and mental illnesses. Genetic defects such as mental retardation or head injuries and traumas which damage parts of the brain or impair mental abilities, medical conditions which lead to mental impairment, and mental illness like schizophrenia would not allow for cognitive ability to navigate the cognitive continuum that James talks about in his theories, let alone understand the consequences of certain actions. William James is notably a significant figure within the history of psychology as well as within philosophical communities. His theory on pragmatism has led to debates and discussions on the validity and relevance within the field of psychology. James has made major contributions within the field of psychology, philosophy, education, and religion that has helped to stimulate thought, discussion, and change within these areas. His simplistic use of metaphors throughout his work has enabled individuals from all walks of life to grasp and understand his ideas and teachings. Critics of James believe that his work within the philosophical community, basically that they belong within the philosophical community rather than the psychological community. James has made an important impact within our history as a whole, and I think it is important for us to look at his works.